welcome back to the channel. On today's episode of For the Love of My Hair, I will be doing a tutorial on how to make your own flaxseed gel, why flaxseed gel is so important for your hair, what it does to help your hair, and you'll also get to see some before and afters of flaxseed gel. So let's go ahead and start with that tutorial. So today I have already pre-measured my ingredients. I have 2 tablespoons of flaxseed that I will be using. They're just raw flax seeds. And I have a cup of distilled water. Distilled water, they say, is better for your hair because it's a little bit cleaner, so they say you can use any type of water. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'm going to add my 1 cup of water to a pot on high heat and my 2 tablespoons of flax seeds. And now I'm going to cover it. And I'm just gonna let that boil. And as it starts to boil in about a minute or 2, I'm going to stir it. And it's important to keep stirring it so that way the flax seeds can move around and they get to create that gel consistency. The nice thing about flax seeds is in the flax seed itself, it naturally has the right balance of protein with moisture already. So we don't have to worry about adding some extra moisturizing agents to our hair to prevent our hair from feeling dry and brittle. It's about ready for me to start stirring. You come look at this. If you see, the water got to boil right away. So now I'm gonna stir. And if you see these bubbles already, that means that gel is being extracted from the flaxseed. So at this point, I have it on high heat. I'm actually going to reduce the heat to medium heat because I want to make sure I don't overcook my flax seeds. I am now going to set a timer for 5 minutes. Now that it's come to a boil, it's important to watch this time. So I've removed all the flax seeds that have become stuck to the pan. You want to make sure none of the flax seeds get stuck to that pan because then they will burn and you'll ruin your whole batch of gel. At this point, I'm going to continuously stir. At this point, I set my timer for 5 minutes, but if you can see, that consistency is right where I want it to. It has a little bit of the stickiness, but it's still a little bit runny, so that way I can squeeze the gel off of the flax seeds. And I still have about 2 minutes left on my timer. That's perfectly okay. I'm gonna go ahead and stop my timer, and I'm gonna turn the heat off. Even though the heat is off and it has stopped bubbling, I'm going to keep stirring it just to make sure none of these flax seeds stick. None of these flax seeds have stuck to the pan, and I can maximize the gel that comes from it. Okay, so I'm just about ready to take this out and strain it. As you can see, I have a nice liquid consistency. It's not too thick. That's perfect. Today I'm going to be using a fine mesh strainer. You can use a lot of different things. You can use a fine mesh strainer, you can use cheesecloth, you can use pantyhose. I like this because the holes are big enough to get the liquid through, but they're also small enough that the flax seeds won't go. Be careful, this is extremely hot. So I'm going to pour it little by little. And as you can see, we're already starting to get that nice drip. Oh, I got a couple of seeds in there, it's okay. You want to do this little by little. If you were to dump the whole thing at the same time, a lot of your gel is actually going to clog the mesh, the strainer, and you won't get as much in. So little by little is key. I'm going to shake it out. Nice consistency, I like it. A side note here, if you get to this stage in the gel and you realize that your gel is not straining, it's too thick, so all you get are the flax seeds, it is perfectly okay to add another cup or 3/4 of a cup of water to the pot, add the flax seeds back in, and you can do it again, just boil it for a couple of minutes. At this point, you can see that the gel is starting to cool down. And I'm not getting as much, and I have more of the seeds in there. Now do you see why it's important not to do this all at once? So I'm gonna remove some of the seeds, see if I can get some more gel out of this. All already gotten a pretty good amount. See if we can get some more. As you add more seeds to the strainer, you're going to get less and less gel. I'm going to try to push some of the gel out by pushing the seeds to the strainer. See if I can get anything else out there. Second tidbit. As you can see, you still have a lot of seeds that still contain a lot of that jelly-like substance. Can you reuse the seeds? As a matter of fact, you can. I can take these seeds, I can put them in a bag, and I can reuse them one more time, maybe 2 more times, in order to get the full nutrients out of them. That is perfectly okay. So remember, you can reuse your seeds a couple of times. So as you can see, I have officially finished boiling my flaxseed gel. It's a little thinner than I usually make it, but that's okay. This amount will actually last me about 2 or 3 washes, believe it or not, which is not bad. So to finish off my flaxseed gel, I'm going to take some tea tree oil. Tea tree oil is a natural antiseptic, and it also has a nice smell to it. At least I like the smell. And I'm going to add 2 drops of tea tree oil. 1, 2. You don't want to overdo the tea tree oil, as tea tree oil is very strong. I'll mix it around a little bit. I do have some flax seeds on this spoon, and I got a few in there. It's okay. Mix it around. And now my flaxseed oil is ready for me to use. So now that I finished my flaxseed gel, we need to talk about how we are going to keep the flaxseed gel. This is a small enough amount that I can keep it in my fridge and use it for 2 to 3 washes, and it will be fine. If I had made a bigger batch, then I need to think about how I'm going to preserve this. A couple of ways you can preserve it. 1, you can add a broad spectrum preservative to your flaxseed gel. The second way you can use this, you can divide your batch into ice cubes. So get that ice cube tray out, pour your gel into one of the cubes, and freeze it. 1 ice cube for me lasts me 1 wash. That way, anytime you're ready to wash your hair, you simply have to remove an ice cube from the freezer, defrost it, and boom, you have your gel ready to go. The third way you can do it, you can keep the batch in the fridge and it will last you 1 week. That's another option. You can just remake this gel every single week. So now, as you can see, it's clearly wash day for me. So I'm going to wash my hair, my normal routine, and at the end of it, I'll come back, show you how I apply my flaxseed gel, and then we'll see how my hair dries. Now I'm ready to apply my flaxseed gel. I already have my leave-in conditioner and my split end mender in my hair. So it's a nice jelly consistency. Mix it up. video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. I post twice a week. Make sure you never miss any of my content. Until then, bye guys!